there is a diplomatic tightrope to be watched, if not sides to be chosen. Akansha also continues to be with us. Sanjay K. Verma, senior former diplomat, is with us. Lieutenant General K.J. Singh as well. Sanjay Verma, your thoughts on this? You're a former diplomat. You would understand this exactly. Can you put this into perspective for us? What does it mean signing a condolence book versus an official statement? Will this, whatever he's written, we'll try and see what he's written, we'll try and get those details. Would that count as the official position of the Indian government then?
Yes, it will be. And it's a visual which everyone is able to see. India expressing condolence through Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri on this occasion. So it's a head of state who was recognized by India has been killed. And therefore, this condolence is in order. As far as the official statement from India that we are talking about, this is as official as it can get. The Foreign Secretary of India signing a condolence book.
Okay, Akansha, your thoughts on this?
Right. So, first of all, let's remind our viewers there were a host of geopolitical reasons and factors that were behind India's silence so far. You, of course, had Prime Minister Modi returning fresh from the visit to Israel. Israel, of course, in the last decade has become a time-tested ally to us because they've also borne the brunt of terrorism. And India has made it amply clear that they will not be standing by any country which is going to prove to be a safe haven for terrorist infrastructure. But having said that, you also have India renewing its ties with other Gulf nations, particularly UAE and even Saudi Arabia. At the same time, the United States is playing a key role over here. We are right, at that point where we are going to finalize that key bilateral trade agreement with the United States. So a host of factors were in fact influencing India.
Has managed this very, very well.
That point over here. Now that Vikram Misri, the Foreign Secretary, has signed that condolence book, will this be seen as India's strategic silence? I don't think it should be. Perhaps India was also weighing in on this its options.
That's what I want to understand from Sanjay Verma. You know, this is the right way of doing things, or India utilizing the right avenues to do and say the right things. There was an opportunity available to sign the condolence book. You know, this is possibly the best way that India could have condoled the former supreme leader's death or killing, and in a way play its part without alienating either Iran or Israel and America here, because they can't hold it against India if India was to sign a condolence book in the Iranian Embassy in New Delhi.
Absolutely. So how it works, I'll just tell you the diplomatic thing in this.
Yeah.
The headquarters, in this case, Tehran, would have told all its embassies all over the world to open a condolence book. And once the condolence book is opened, which may not be even the next day of the killing, once it is open, only then it is available for signing. So I believe Vikram would have taken the very first day to sign this condolence book, which was available for him to sign. And this is very official, very, very official. Foreign Secretary of a country signing the condolence book.
So can you think of any precedents of when India has done this in the past, for example, as far as signing a condolence book in New Delhi, in an embassy headquarters in New Delhi is concerned? Anything comes to mind?
Every time a head of state or even head of government dies or is killed and condolence book is open, India will always go and sign that condolence book. We are very strong at the diplomatique and will continue doing that.
Well, a good opportunity that has been taken from India to also say that we do stand with Iran as far as the death or the killing is concerned. Lieutenant General K.J. Singh is also with us, former army commander. Sir, how do you look at India managing both sides here, a diplomatic tightrope, because a lot of questions were mounting why there was no condolence for Khamenei so far?
Shivani and Akansha, the situation is very delicate and there is a fog of war. And like our diplomatic colleague has explained, 3-day official mourning started maybe today and they've opened the condolence book. So at the earliest opportunity, we've done the correct and appropriate thing, and we do it every time there is an officially recognized country's head of state who's killed or who dies due to any reasons.
Yes.
We do. That's part of our culture. Now, as regard, there are some statements, some manipulated kind of egging on that India should make statement, India should condemn. See, that's not done in my perception, because nobody is still very clear about this war. What are the aims of this war? How did it start? Because in last 3-4 days, we were earlier told Israel started the war and USA joined in. Initially, we were told the aim was regime change.
Right, right. No, sir, I'll come back to you.
Everything-
Why the war and what the reasons? I'll come back to that. I want to go back across to my colleague Siddhant also joining us. Siddhant, any indications we are learning of what has been written? Presumably, the Indian government will release that.
Well, that's right. Shivani, we are waiting for the picture of that condolence book. In fact, we could expect the Iran Embassy to be officially releasing the message of India's Foreign Secretary. But the point, Shivani, which I was making last time was that, it was said that Prime Minister Modi has chosen sides, India has chosen sides after Prime Minister Modi's visit to Israel. Now, Prime Minister's visit to Israel was being planned from a very long time. And after 2 days, Israel and American forces is striking Iran. Perhaps people are linking it with his visit that this was not a right time. But you tell me, Shivani, what had been the right time? Israel is in war from last 2 years.
Yes.
So saying that India has chosen sides is not fair. Point number one. Point number two. As far as condemnation of Iranian strikes on the Gulf countries is concerned, Prime Minister Modi condemned, Foreign Minister condemned. The reason is
Siddhant, I'm losing your audio. I'm going to come back to you.